Sadie here. Welcome to the Belly Dance Life Podcast Challenge Drum Solo. You have made it to the fifth and final part. So I'm really excited to share my part of this drum solo, and thank you to Yana and her husband for offering this drum solo to us and this opportunity for us all to come together and dance and create this really fun drum solo. I've really enjoyed watching all the other contributors' parts and pieces, and I tried to add a little something to tie it all up, bring some of the elements back, and give you a nice little finale. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you from the beginning, and I'll be running the sound also here so you'll see me on and off camera. I'm going to show you what the combo looks like, and then we'll talk about how you guys can stylize it on your own so that you don't always have to do what I do, or if you have some other ideas, you want to add your own creative flair on there, or you want to change a direction. For example, I'm a left-sided dancer, so a lot of the times I like to frame my body with my left side to the audience, which would look like this here. So you can change that for yourself, flip it around. We'll talk about how you can stylize the ending a little bit too. So I gave kind of a simple ending, but there's so much more you can do there. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's break this combo down so that you can give it a try at home. So I'm going to start teaching with my back to you. You're going to be here. So Cassandra just finished her combo here, weighted on the left, open on the right. So from here, you're going to do a reverse roll or undulation into a rib cage lift and then drop. So you're going to release it right away. So we're going to go roll, lift, drop. Roll, lift, drop. If you need to do a little bit of a spinal articulation, you can do that, but if you can get more of those abdominals to go, you're gonna get a nice roll. Roll, lift, drop. Roll, lift, drop. Roll, lift, drop. Roll, lift, drop. So here you're gonna hear roll, lift, drop, roll it down, and hip drop. So I'm gonna mirror you now, so I'll be here. Pretend I'm your mirror. Roll, lift, drop. Roll it down, hip drop. Roll, lift, drop, roll it down, hip drop. So as I roll down, I'm kind of pulling and prepping that right hip up and in. Roll, lift, drop, roll it down, pull in. Bam, nice sharp hip drop there. Boom, 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 boom. So this roll down also becomes a little bit of a lift there, and it's almost like I'm circling it from back to front. And then a strong drop, because I'm going to go step, step, flick. Okay, so it's nice if you maybe have a skirt on, you can try to catch your skirt with this little flick. So let's try this here. We have roll, lift, drop, roll it down, hip, step, step, flick. Roll, da-da-da-da-bop, ba-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-bop-bop. 7, 8. Boom, ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-ba-ba. Okay, let's try that again. So we have reverse roll, chest drop, roll it down, hip, step, 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 boom. From here, I'm open left. Forward, center, forward, center, place on the diagonal. So on that forward, center, back, center, I'm adding a 3/4 shimmy on the up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm just kind of drilling this here for you so you can try along with me. I'll show it to the back so you see what it looks like. Forward, center, back on the left. 1, 2, push. And then I'm going to add that push on the hip as I go back. Push. Forward, push. Okay, so that's over here to your right. Forward, push. practicing with that push. Forward, push, forward, push. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, place. Forward, back, forward, place. On the place, you're just going to do a little bit of like a heel bounce there. And then you're going to repeat that combo that we did over here, but now on the left. So now you're going to go, and I'll mirror you again. So you're going to go with your left leg open to the audience. Boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, ba-da-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Again. Boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, ba-da-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Okay, now I'll do that with my back to you. You just finished forward, center, back, center. 1, push, forward, place, roll, bop, ba-da-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how we can embellish this in a moment. I just want to get the steps. So let's take it back over here. 5, 6, 7, boom, bop, ba-da-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, ba-da-da-da, doom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, ba-da-da-da-doom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, change, pivot, down, up. Okay, so when you come over here, boom, bop-bop-bop, ba-da-da-da-doom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, forward, push, pivot, turn around. Okay, let's try that one more time from the top. I will have my back to you so you can follow along. 7 and roll, chest drop, roll it down, hip, step, step, flick. Forward, push, forward, land. Roll, drop, roll it down, hip, step, step, boom, forward, push, pivot, boom, bop. Okay, on that pivot step, I come around. You can do a whole bunch of different things here. If you want to just do like what I just did there, which is a little bit of a hip circle, pivot and around. Your next step from here is going to be a slow Hagala step on the right. Another 3/4 shimmy on the down forward. So as you come from the pivot, take it around. And then you're going to come up and you're going to mark the front, side, back, and another pivot to the front. Then we're going to go into Hagala. So sorry about that. So after you come around from here, boom, ba-da-da-ba-bop, ba-da-da-da-doom, ba-da-da-ba-bop. Up to you how deep into this you go. You could do a full drop and then back up, and then you're going to go into the right foot. So once again from pivot, pivot, boom. You could just do a head roll. You could do a full pelvic circle drop with your head roll. So just kind of play around what feels good to you. It's a quick transition, so you want to do something that you feel you can get out of quickly and naturally without looking too, it's one of those transitions that you have to be really centered and grounded and stable, or else it looks wonky and not too nice. So let me show you what that looks like from here. From the front, as if you're watching it. Option 1 was I just did a little bit of a head roll with an upper body torsion. Option 2, boom, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-doom, ba-da-da-da-ba-bop, ba-da-ba-dum. That one I did a little bit more full body, pivot into a full drop over hinging at the hips. Okay, so some options for you to play with there. One of the things Yana had asked us to touch on as we presented our pieces for the drum solo was how to personally stylize, how to bring in a little bit more feeling. And I think for me personally, when it comes to feeling, it's all about being natural. And I know that sounds kind of like vague or like, well, what does that mean? What it means for me is that I am never just going to imitate another dancer and try to do what they're doing, because everybody has a unique way of moving in their body, or a movement pattern, right? So the way that our bodies like to move based on so many factors, based on the shape of our body, the size of our hips, the size of our rib cage, the length of our limbs. So you can't just imitate other dancers. You really have to take their moves. If you are inspired by a move that another dancer does, You have to find how that movement pathway works on your body. And I guarantee you it's going to be slightly different. So the real job is to go home and make it yours and make it work and make it look pretty, right? So we're trying to reach a certain aesthetic goal with our dancing where we want things to look pretty. We want to show them on stage and we want to inspire people. So I also think it's fun to mention here, oftentimes people might say that a drum solo is the least feeling of all of the different styles or types of dances we can do in rock, sharky, or oriental dance. I tend to obviously disagree. I do a lot of drum solos. I think what really adds stage presence and feeling is when we are in our own personal moments of joy, bliss, happiness, natural state of expressing. So if you're a person who loves a drum solo, and of course I started belly dancing very young, so it makes sense that I was naturally drawn to the drum solos. And it took me a little while, and it's more accessible, right? The music of a drum solo is more accessible to everybody. We don't have lyrics to have to translate, or we don't have so much of a cultural context that we have to break down. So it took me some years to be able to get to that level where I was more interested in breaking down the lyrics and the cultural context of songs, which I love to do now. But I still love a drum solo, and I'm gonna stand up and back up a drum solo because I think it's absolutely false when people say that drum solos can't have personality, can't have feeling. I think we can show a lot of feeling. I've actually had many people tell me that they've cried after watching me do a drum solo, so obviously I was able to touch somebody. And the key is to get as natural as possible. You wanna look, while you're showing off your moves and you're showing off your accents, you don't want to look too labored all the time. So there really is still this element of wanting to look in like really poised in what you're doing, meaning that there's kind of a natural poise and you're not looking too tense. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that since Yana had asked us to do that. We might speak about it a little bit more. Let's walk through this first part. We're actually almost already done. These are very short sections, and I know you guys can do this at home, so here we go. Boom, ba-da-da-bop, bop, ba-da-da-da, boom, ba-da-da-bop, bop. Forward, push, forward, place. Roll, chest drop, roll it down, hip, bop, 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 bop. Forward, push, pivot, boom, bop. From here, get ready to go forward actually on the right with a 3/4 shimmy on the down. Boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, bop, boom. I'm just going to turn myself to the side so you can see here. I'm keeping my right foot in front of my left. I'm doing a 3/4 shimmy on the down. And as you see, this step, it's also known as a rock step. It really lends itself to a pulling of the hips, pushing and pulling. So what I'm going to do on that pushing and pulling of the hips is I'm going to roll my pelvis forward, just the pelvis. So I want to kind of isolate that upper body, show that control. And I'm going to do this for 12 counts. Forward, to the side, to the back. 3 locations, and then I'm going to take it out to the side again with a pivot. So you could count that in 12 or 6 depending on the tempo of your counting. I guess let's count it as a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one is simply just a little pivot where I'm going to sit into the hip. And then I'm going to swing it around to the front into that Hagala. So let's one more time take it from the front, from the beginning. 7 and reverse roll. Chest drop, roll it down, hip, step, step, and flick. Forward, back, forward, and place. Roll, chest drop, roll it down, hip, step, step, and flick. Forward, push, pivot, down, up, forward, 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 pivot, and. All right, do we got it? So from here, we just pivot, we're back to the front. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna turn around now and show you to the front, and I'm gonna mirror you. It's gonna be your right hip. So you're gonna do Hagala step, very slow. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So it's a 3/4 shimmy, very slow, broken up on the down. And you have this twisting action. It's one of our most popular steps that we have. Everybody does this shimmy. Some people call it different things. Most commonly referred to as a Hagala step. But you'll also see this shimmy in Morocco, and I've heard it called a Moroccan shimmy. So different parts of North Africa will also use and stylize this shimmy in a different way. 3/4 shimmy on the down, and then we're adding that little twist as we step with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the faster version, which we will use. But then we also have, we're going to do the slower version for 4 counts. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 and right, left, right, left, right, right. Okay, one more time. 7, and I'm mirroring you now, so if you were watching me from here, you're like this. Boom, bop, boom, boom, bop, boom, and boom, and. 7 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going to add an undulation as a layer. So my favorite way to layer upper body is rib cage circle. So if I really focus, you see that I'm not moving or swaying my pelvis along with. Because I really want to show off the Hagala step or the 3/4 shimmy down, I don't want too much of this going on. So I want to be able to isolate the 2 different body parts doing 2 different things. Rib cage, I'm going to add a little rib cage circle that goes back, or upper body undulation, on top of that faster Hagala step on the right. So let's just try that. Right, left, right, right. Keep those elbows up and back. Let's add the rib cage circle. I'm going to go a little bit on the diagonal so you can see the dimension of the move. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is a pretty advanced move, so take your time with this one. I like to show off fun ways. You don't have to add this layer. That's the cool thing, is you can just stick with the Hagala at that full-time tempo, and then when you feel confident with that, you can start to play around with this layer. So let's take a look at what that would look like with me as your mirror, starting on the right. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's the first half. You're going to keep going on the right, right, left, and then you're going to pop the hip, left, front, right, back. Boom, bop, 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 bop. Okay, so you're going on the right again. This is the second part of that Hagala sequence. You're at that faster tempo here. You're going to do 2. Right and left, left, front, right, back. 7 and right and left, left, front, right, back. Let me take it from here, the whole sequence, just to make sure I'm not telling you anything wrong here as I'm flipping it around trying to be your mirror as well. So we just did pivot and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and right, left, left, front, right, back. Your next move, left, right, right, front, left, back. Okay, let's just try that a couple times. So the first one, it goes right and left, left, front, right, back. Now change Hagala left, left and right, front, left, back. Okay, now I'm going to do that as your mirror again. First one, right and left, left, front, right, back, left and right, front, left, back. So you pick it up with that pelvic box where you ended with the Hagala. So if you ended Hagala right, you're going to start the box right. If you ended Hagala left, you're going to start the box left. Starting on your right, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, left, front, right, back, left, right, front, left, back. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, hip, pelvic, 1, 2, hip, pelvic. And quite honestly, if you can hit a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever you put it is probably going to be okay. So again, this kind of comes down to subtle nuance of how we personally like to do transitions and lead from one move to the other. So if you're feeling it slightly different than me, for example, if you wanted to go right and a left, right, front, left, back, that would be no problem at all. Just try to hit that 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put this whole sequence together. I'm gonna do it one time this way, and then I'll do it again as your mirror. So let's take it from the pivot, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3 with your layer. Now we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, take it from your pivot step, and I'm going to mirror now, that as if you were looking in the mirror. 5, 6, pivot step, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, with your layer, 1, 2, bop, 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 bop. See, I think I kind of tweaked that one since I was mirroring you. Let's try it one more time from your pivot. 5, 6, pivot step. Right 2, 3, left 2, 3, add the layer. 1, 2, left front, right back, left. Bop, 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 bop. 5, 6, 7. So we just completed that last section with the Hagala after we just went left, right, right front, left back. Your next move is going to be on the right foot once again, forward, center, back, center, a nice travel pattern. Forward, center, back. Forward, center, back. I'm going to mirror you once again, so I'm your mirror now. Right foot goes forward, center, back. So what are we going to add on top of our footwork is a little pelvic circle. You have two options. Your first option will be to add 1 circle per step. Okay, so this is kind of tying in your last combination you had with Cassandra, where she was rocking those little wha'arapu shimmies. Forward, back. This is 1 circle per step. And I'm doing my right to the back. It looks like right to the back, but I'm actually, if I show you here, I'm going counterclockwise, circles. Always hitting it in the same spot, same direction. So basically, I'm never changing the direction of that circle. I'm going left back, left back, left back, left back, left back, left back all the time. You could be going right back, so you could be going clockwise. Doesn't matter as long as you try to keep that circle consistent and 1 full circle per step. Forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess what you can do now? Once you start to feel comfortable with adding the single circle on the step, you can go to a double, which would put you at shimmy speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So just to show you again, that's very similar to that circle shimmy that Cassandra had in her combo. 1 iana, 2 iana, 1 iana, 2 iana. Okay, so you're getting a full circle for each count and downbeat and counterbeat. All right, let's try that again. 7 and forward, back, or single circles, up to you. Both are cool. Okay, then we're going to take quarter turns and we're going to switch it up a little. So let me come back over here on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter turn to my right. So now my left profile is to my audience. So I'm going to drop the left arm down to open up a frame to my audience while I do pelvic shimmy down on that forward center, back center. Drop, 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 drop. And let me just take this to the front to mirror you once again so you can see what that looks like. Drop, drop, very small, subtle accent. So I am all about subtlety. I know that it's cool to add really big moves, and I love the big flashy moves. But the big flashy moves lose all of their power when you do them too many times, right? It's kind of like a wow moment, but if you're doing the wow moment over and over and over, it really loses the allure. So I like to throw those wow moments literally as wow moments. I don't like to do them too much. And I like a lot of these intricate, subtle, technical body isolations because they're really difficult for the viewer to figure out what's going on, which keeps it very intriguing and very interesting. And also leaves us dancers with years and years of fun content to work on. And I love to work. I love to work hard. I love refining my isolations and my technique. I never get bored of it. I never get frustrated with it. It just motivates me so much. So I hope that it motivates you as well. When you're trying these moves and you get frustrated, no, that's when you're getting better. You have to hit points of frustration or you're not going to ever get better than where you are. And I'm 22 years into belly dancing and I'm still hitting those moments of frustration. And for me now, I get super excited because I know that I'm going to another level, which how amazing after 22 years that I could keep going to higher levels in my dance. So we have here, drop, 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 just 4, but we're just kind of drilling this here. Then after 4 counts there, you're going to turn it back to the back. So you're back to your audience now with the circles. 3 and 4. Quarter turn so that now your right profile is to the audience. So you're going to drop the right arm down so you're framing and looking towards your audience, meaning if you're my audience right now, I have this going on. Okay, so you're here, back with the pelvics. Drop, drop, drop. So let's try that whole sequence, 16 counts, front, side, back, side, circle, pelvic, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop, 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 drop to the back, circles. And drop, 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 drop. Okay, so you completed 4. One more time. 5, 6, 7, and circles. Drop, 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 circles. Drop, drop, drop. Now we're at the ending. Should we try this? Let's add this before we go into the ending. 5, 6, 7. Hagala, right, left, add your layer, right, left, front, right, back, left, right, front, left, circles, pelvic, coming up, shimmy to the right, left, hips, pelvic, back, 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 pop, turn, pose. The ending. You just finished your little travel sequence, forward, center, back on the 4 points there. After you hit here with your pelvics, step out right with a twist shimmy. And you can, and I'll mirror you here. So some kind of fun accent, twist shimmy with an arm. You can stylize it how you like. Arm up, arm out. Okay, you're gonna do that right and then left. Right, left, up with a hip shimmy, change to a pelvic. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Hips, hips, up, pelvic. Now from here, I'm going to do 4 really strong walking back downs on the right. Boom, 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 boom. That 5th one is going to be a little hip hop as a prep, as a wind up for my ending. So, boom, 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 boom. And right now I'm mirroring you, so you're on your right. Let's do that together from here. 7 and boom, 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 and boom, 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 boom. Sorry, that boom should be over here. 7 and boom, 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 boom. Turn. Get ready for your ending. I wanted to keep the ending kind of simple, and I'm also really following the music. So the music is always my guide on everything. So I don't try to make something to do that's not there, that's not being called for in the music. So the music here, it ends pretty quick with that wind up of boom, 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 ra, da, 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 da. So here we're stepping, and then we have the wind up. Boom, bop, rakataka. So I'm adding one turn to the right. Boom, step, turn, and then from here I'm going to hit whatever ending I want. So a very simple one for you to do, kind of a typical Egyptian ending. Step back with a little slide and throw that hand up. That's something you can do if you're ever doing a live drum solo. What it is a cue for your drummer. So it gives your drummer the moment to see when you're going to end it, right? So this really gives him something to work with. Boom, bop. He sees that. So I'm just going to throw that in there for now. That would be the simplest one to do, and then I'm going to show you a couple other options. So first one, we did boom, 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 bop, rakataka, bop. Okay, boom, bop, rakataka, bop. Notice how I kind of lean into it also. You could add a head roll on there. Boom, 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 bop, rakataka, bop. Okay, that's a little bit quicker, takes a little bit more coordination. Boom, ba, I'm going around with the step, whipping it around, and then the hand comes up. Okay, those are just two options here. You can do boom, 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 ba, hold it to the back, rakataka, ba, a little back bend. You could also go boom, 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 ba, rakataka, bum, a down and an up. Yeah, so lots of options here for you to play around with. I really encourage you to do that. Play. See what feels good. See what your personality says and what your personality wants to do. Let's do it 2 times from the top and we'll be done. 7, 8. Here we go. Woo, so there's a lot of momentum coming off that ending, so make sure you land it and you keep your footing. One more time, you guys. 5, 6, 7. Hagala step, layer, five, 6, 7. So much for joining me. Sorry I got hair in my face. Thank you again, Yana, for this fun, exciting challenge. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys post and hashtag. I really want to check you guys out. Sorry, I kind of went long on this one and did a lot of breakdown, but I was getting into it and having a good time. Remember, the most important thing is to have fun. Get the memory down, get the steps down. Once you get the memory, then you can start playing around with feeling, stage presence, smiling, emoting, and just putting pure joy on the stage. So thank you for joining me in my section, and hey, come visit me at Rocks Online and other places where I'm teaching around the world. In fact, Yana's gonna be giving away 5-month memberships to Rocks Online to 5 lucky participants of this challenge. So thanks, guys.